Hi, this is Attorney Joe Mitchell, YourHarvardAttorney.com, serving Greater Philadelphia with personal injury, criminal defense, and DUI. And today I'd like to talk to you about limited tort. This is in the personal injury field, limited tort, and what are the exceptions to limited tort? Now, insurance companies really try to get you to choose limited tort. I mean, it's very easy for them because if you ever get in an accident, then they're much less likely to have to pay unless you have very serious injuries. And I've talked about, in other videos, I've talked about what is limited tort. Now today, and basically in a real simple way, it means that unless you have serious injuries that impede a bodily function, that you cannot collect for your personal injury, for pain and suffering, which is usually the largest part of any sort of personal injury case, is the pain and suffering. You can still collect for lost wages. You can still collect for different medical bills and things like that. But as far as pain and suffering, you can't collect. Now, except if you have limited tort and you have one of these exceptions. So let's go over these exceptions right away. Okay. So the first one is that you're not in an automobile. You're on a bicycle or you're a pedestrian. Okay. That takes you out of the realm of the car accident. Even if you've chosen limited tort, if you're a pedestrian, you get hit by a car, then you're still able to collect as a full tort person, which means that you're able to collect for all of your pain and suffering, regardless of how serious the injury is. So number one, pedestrian or on a bicycle. Number two, you're involved in an accident with an out-of-state vehicle. The vehicle's out of state, that puts a whole other spin on things, and therefore it turns it from limited tort to full tort. Number three, the person that is at fault in the accident is convicted of DUI. And I use the word convicted. They can't be just charged with DUI, they have to be convicted, or they can go into what I call a first-time offenders program. They call it ARD. They can go into a first-time offenders program, and you still, if they're either convicted or go into the first-time offenders program, which is not a conviction, you then will still be full tort. Okay. Next, if you are also here's a kind of crazy one, okay? That is, you are no longer limited tort if the person that hits you doesn't have insurance. So if he doesn't have any insurance, then you are no longer limited tort. However, your chances of collecting from someone who doesn't have insurance are very, very small. Although, sometimes that happens, but usually people don't have insurance because either they can't afford it, or they're running some sort of a scam, or there's something up there. Okay, so let's go over what we've covered so far. Okay, so first, you're a pedestrian. Second, you're with an out-of-state driver. Third, it's ARD, or you're convicted of DUI. Fourth, there is no no insurance on the other car. And then the last one is where and then finally, the last one is where you're in a commercial vehicle. So you are in a cab, or these days if you're in an Uber or a Lyft, or you're on a bus, or you're on a SEPTA. You have to be in the commercial vehicle. You can't be hit by a commercial vehicle. You don't suddenly go from limited tort to full tort. But if you are a passenger in a commercial vehicle, you are then limited tort. I mean, then you go from limited tort to full tort. So those are the 5 exceptions, and I hope that you have one of those if you get into an accident, because limited tort can sometimes be very limiting. So thank you very much for listening. This is Attorney Joe Mitchell, YourHarvardAttorney.com. Please feel free to call my office anytime for a free consultation, especially if you're in Pennsylvania, because that's really the only place that I practice is in Pennsylvania, but I'm very happy to talk to you regardless. So thanks for listening, and have a great day.